So realistically, with moral particularism, there's no real moral truths. So in comparison to subjectivism, the moral truth comes from an opinion. With emotivism, the truth comes from the way you feel about a situation. With particularism, they're saying there's no truth, but there is a lot of discussion to be had on it, and ultimately it comes down to someone with the better argument, and you would probably be applying your own principles to it, even though there aren't any principles for it. Is that about right, Dave?
Sort of. Sort of. With emotivism, you could argue that there are no moral truths either, because morality is simply our emotional response to a particular thing. If it makes us happy, we consider it moral. If it makes us sad, we usually consider it immoral, or causes disgust.
Are there people who actually promote emotivism as a valid model?
David Hume.
Yeah. There's quite a few that promote emotivism.
Surely the existence of sadists disproves that as a valid moral theory.
Yeah. There are those who would argue that morality isn't normative, it's responsive. So it's not how we should how we ought to behave, it's just how we judge behavior.
So in some respects, it's an afterthought. So if I was to talk to Chris and Chris didn't like it, then she and I would have to say that it was immoral. Flip side, if you liked it, Chris, then it would be moral under emotivism.
The act of talking to me wouldn't be judged as moral before you did so.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I suppose unless you had something where you said, "I don't want anyone to do this to me," in front of the situation, so therefore I would know in front of the situation that this would be something considered bad.
But you could take it to a more extreme example and be like, instead of talking, which is somewhat of an amoral act in it of itself, stabbing someone. If I stabbed you and you liked it, then according to emotivism, it was fine. Even though stabbing people is largely agreed upon to be a bad thing.
Yeah. And like you said, other people might find it bad. So when they see it, they would judge it as an immoral action. Even if you both enjoyed stabbing each other, to somebody else, they would feel it was immoral. To somebody, there is no truth to it. It's just a reaction
Individual
to the situation. Yeah.